Hey, good morning, everyone. We're live from Houston, Texas. This is Wednesday, August 29th, and show number 88.
This is
Live with.
Oh,
I got my iPad right there, and I forgot to turn it down. It said live with Captain Housekeeper. I'm so glad you showed up today. Sorry about the funky light. I can't trust the clouds. I'm in the living room, and so there's just an overhead light. And then I have windows here, but it got cloudy again just before the show started. So sorry about that. Good morning, everyone. Lots of people here before the show started in the chat room. Captain Diana and Captain Charles, Captain Deborah. And it looks like Captain Ruthie just showed up. It's so good to see all of you. Thank you for stopping by this morning. Well, here we are. I got Tamaya right here. So if you hear some snoring, it's not me. It's the giant Labrador. Good morning, Kristen. Good to see you. Captain Kristen and I we were just texting, and I looked up. I was replying to her, and I looked up, and there were 8 seconds before the show started. So I was like, So I didn't push send. I'll have to finish that sentence later. Good morning, Captain Kristen. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. So this morning I only got half my attack plan finished because we're running a little behind this morning. I didn't sleep in too much, but kind of been just dragging a little bit. So got got breakfast and everything all cleaned up. But I got lots to do this afternoon on my attack plan. If you haven't made an attack plan, you can find a printable version of mine on my website. And the link to that is in the show description. Just look down there, push the little show more button. You'll see a bunch of links that are relevant to Captain Housekeeper. And you can print out my version of the attack plan and follow along at home, or you can, modify it so it fits your life a little bit better. But we have to attack these chores. We have to stay on top of them. Ignoring them, they're not going to go away. So we got to stay on top of them. Attack them. Dominate those chores. Get them done. But I only got half of them done before the show. I tried to get them all done before the show, because then I'm free to do maybe a project or something in the afternoon. But not today. So if you see me start sweating a little bit, it's because on my mission, yesterday I said I worked on the budget a little bit. So one of the things on the budget I looked at that is maybe I could cut my electricity use a little bit. So what I would like to do is somehow cut the electricity by 10%. So what I've done is I have a pool, and of course the pool runs X amount of hours per day in the summertime, and that reduces a little bit in the wintertime, but because my pool's open all year round. But what I discovered, I looked it up, and I found out that it doesn't have to run during the day, and the price of electricity goes down at night. So I actually can run the filtration system at night. I thought it had to be during the day. Why, I don't know, because I'm not in it most of the day. I'm only in it in the morning and the night. So there's really no difference. So I programmed my pool to run at night. And the reason why I said I might start sweating is I raised the air conditioning 6 degrees. It's going to take a little bit of getting used to. I'm not used to it quite so, I don't know, room temperature. I've spoiled myself a little bit. Run the AC a little bit chilly. But I have it more room temperature, and I have a few fans that I have running. So I still have it cool down at night. This is just my first 24-hour period. We'll see how it goes. But, if you have any ideas on how I can save electricity, please, if you're in the chat room, say it in the chat room. But if you're watching in the future, leave a comment. I'm really curious. Lots of people have lots of ideas on how to save energy. So please, I need your help. Good morning, Captain Terry. Good to see you. You're here in Texas. Captain Diana said, is your pool equipment loud when it runs? Hopefully it won't cause noise ordinance issues. Just a thought. Captain Diana works at a police station, so that's really good. That's a good tip, Captain Diana. I believe the pool equipment is quite quiet, and it's actually nestled in the back of the yard. It's not near anybody else's house. So I would think it'd be okay. We'll see. I mean, I should go out there at night and see. And plus, if somebody complains, I'll at least get a first strike, right? The worst case scenarios, they'll just tell me I have a warning, and then I can change it. Um, Captain Deborah says they haven't had to use their air conditioning for 3 days because it's cool where she's at in the morning. I look forward to that in a couple more months. It's not going to be anytime soon. Captain Charles got off the bus downtown and then he looked like a soppy mess when he got into the office. That's what I've heard on social media. He just looked like a mess when he got into the office because it's so humid. But, what are you going to do? Yeah, Captain Ruthie, get on your attack plan. Yep, got to get in there. If you do a little bit every day, if you spread it out, it's surprising how quickly you get a grasp on all your chores if you spread them out over the week. And the way I do my attack plan, I leave almost the entire weekend free from chores. I still make the beds and I still do the dishes, but everything else I try to get done during the week to save up time to spend with my loved ones. So, good morning. Captain Pam's here. I have Tamaya right here, Captain Pam. She's right here. Can you hear her snoring? I didn't know if you could hear her snoring. She's not snoring as loudly as she usually does. So, yeah, got to save money on the budget. I'm also tracking how much I'm spending at the grocery store to see if I can cut a little bit off that. What I'm trying to do is shave off 10% off the things that I can shave 10% off from. So that's electricity, that's groceries, stuff like that. There's some things you just can't shave off. Your house payment or your rent or whatever is usually fixed. So the things I do have control over, I'm going to try to get more control over. Good morning, Captain Cindy. Oh, Captain Cindy's here. She usually has a client at 9 a.m. her time. So I'm glad to see you, Cindy. It's good to see you. Captain Charles says he thought he was in the Bahamas when he got off the bus this morning. That's what it feels like. It's kind of like swimming through the air. It's fine though. So, I know what I was going to tell you. Somebody asked me a couple weeks ago, and I kept meaning to answer, and I just saw my note this morning to answer. They wanted to know how to get stains out of a cutting board. And that's, I've seen a lot of people's cutting boards, and you think they're permanently stained, but they really aren't. I have cutting boards that are white, and I have one for vegetables and one for meat, and they both get stained because vegetables and meat, will stain your cutting board. So there's a few things you can do. Obviously, keep it really clean would work really well. I have a plastic scrub brush that I use to get in the grooves. So, Dawn dishwashing soap. I know I keep saying that, but I have like that maximum power, I can't remember what it's called, the Dawn dishwashing soap, where it says that if you soak for 5 minutes, it's like soaking overnight. So look for that, and if you spread that on there and you let it sit for 5 minutes, that helps. But if your stains are really bad, what you can do is you can sprinkle the cutting board with rock salt, or salt, just salt in general, because salt acts as an abrasive, and then take a half of a lemon and kind of get in there and scrub it. And between the acid of the lemon and the salt, that should take the stains off, and rinse it really well. Then if it's hardcore, like those stains have been there a while, or, they're really bad stains, what I do is I'll use soft scrub with bleach. There's some soft scrubs that say with bleach on them, and I'll put that in there and I'll let that soak for 15 minutes. But when I do that, even though I rinse it, I also throw that cutting board in the dishwasher so it gets a really, really good rinse, because I want to make sure all that bleach gets out of the grooves. So that's what I do to get the stains out of my cutting boards. If you have any other ideas, throw them in the chat room right now. Or if you're watching the future, leave a comment how you get stains out of your cutting board. What I've been talking about here are not wooden cutting boards, because I don't use a wooden cutting board. It's the other types you can get, the plastic, or I don't know what they're made out of. But with wood, you have to treat them a little bit differently. I know with my wood-handled knives, I use, it's like a lemon oil that's made for butcher block. And after I clean them really well, I make sure I oil them so that they don't dry out. So if you clean your wooden cutting boards, be sure you treat them with some butcher block oil. You can just get that at any grocery store. I've seen it everywhere. And then that way you won't dry it out, which is, wood dries out if you wash it. Never put wood in the dishwasher, right? For the same reason. So anyway, lots of things came. Oh, I love it when you're here too, Captain Cindy. Oh, Captain Charles says, I have an electricity idea that I'll float past your husband and let you know. Okay, well, let me know. I want to hear it. Um, Captain Diana says, are wooden cutting boards bad? I've been told not to use them because they can't be cleaned well. Captain Diana, that's why I don't have a wooden one. Because wood is just, by nature, it's porous. Things soak into it. And I like things to be super duper clean, and so I do kind of feel like I can't ever get them really clean. But people swear by them. I mean, people put in entire kitchens where their counters are made out of butcher block because they like the natural experience. I get that, but I prefer the like silicone. I think they're silicone or plastic, whatever those chopping boards are made out of that are more man-made. And I have one separate for vegetables and one separate for meat, just because I feel like I can keep them cleaner. But yeah, I mean, people have used wooden ones for for millennia, so it can't be too bad. But I like things to be perfectly clean. Captain KB says, my mom gave me one made of bamboo, and I love it. It's easy to clean with lemon and salt. I actually gave a bamboo one as a wedding shower gift a couple years ago. I should follow up and see if they like it too. Bamboo's great because it's a renewable resource. You know, it's like it's wood, but it's really just grass. So, and I think you can put bamboo in the dishwasher. Have you ever tried that, Captain KB? Yeah, wood is easier on your knives. It's not going to... Oh, Captain Jolene's here. Hello, Captain Jolene. The whole gang's here. It's so good to see you. 15 people here. Quince. I'm so happy you all are here. If you're enjoying this video series, please give the show a thumbs up. Like it. I appreciate it very much. It helps me out tremendously, more than you realize. So yeah, so now I'm cutting the budget. I've turned up the air conditioner. It's, you know, with all these dogs, they generate so much heat. It's so hot. But no, I'm actually quite comfortable. I was surprised. I thought when I turned it up 6 degrees that I would actually be suffering, but it's actually quite pleasant. It's just room temperature in here. I knew something was awry when they came to tunnel under the house, and one of the things, the crew leader had to come in the house to verify where the toilets were, and when he walked through the door he went, ooh. So I realized I was keeping it a little chillier than maybe other people do, so I can save some money that way. Oh, no dishwasher. Well, you know, I read, Captain KB, that only 40% of Americans have a dishwasher. For some reason, I always just think everyone does, but it's actually the majority of people don't have them. And a lot of people that have them don't use them. They use them for storage. They put their Afghans in them. Oh, see, Captain KB says she has them, but she doesn't use it. Yep. Yes. If you prefer to hand wash, also I do have a video on how to properly hand wash dishes. You can look that up. That was the very first video I made, I think, if I remember correctly. The lighting's terrible, but it's good information. You can look that up in the playlist. Oh, Captain Pam, I'm embarrassed to tell you what the temperature was in my home. It was quite cool. I was spoiling myself at the expense of my budget, so I'm going to raise it up to where it's closer to what the recommended. They recommend that during when you're home, the home should be 78 degrees with air conditioning, and then when you're away, you raise it to 85. Literally, that house has never been 85 degrees since I moved in, except when the power went out. Yeah, you know. I'm a big boy. I like it cool. Anyway. Jolene says, sounds like you could swap cold house stories. Yeah, you know, keeping the house nice and cool, especially at night for sleeping, is really important to me. But, you know, I'm really on board, you know, since I redid my, you know, yesterday I was talking, I redid my budget. And, you know, I spent 2.5 hours crunching those numbers. And I kind of feel like challenged to shave off 10% off the things I have the ability to shave off. So I'm just gonna, you know, see what it's like. See what it's like to be warm. Actually, you know, it's kind of telling too when I'd come in from being in the pool and I'd be shivering when I got in the house. I think I'm more of a northern person. I think being in the South is kind of catching up with me a little bit because I realize that I hide in the house with the air conditioner really cold and pretend I'm up north. Drink lots of water. Always good advice, Pam. This is water. It's just flavored with coffee. Oh, Captain KB says she keeps her house at 80. Good for you. You know, I actually think that's where I'm edging towards, so I think I'll probably be able to. Yeah. Captain Angela says you're lucky you have a good AC. Mine is awful on hot days and the temp goes up. Yeah, you know what, Captain Angela, a buddy of mine here in Houston, he's on the other side of Houston. He often talks about how his house gets up to like, 85 degrees even with the air conditioner running. So yeah, I feel very lucky. Our AC had to get replaced. It died 3 years ago, maybe? I think maybe 3 years now. So we had to put in an all new one, and boy, that made all the difference. So, so anyway, okay, well, oh, Deborah, you have a portable air conditioner? That's what I'm looking into in case I have to live in my dining room, because it's not for sure. I haven't heard back from the insurance adjuster. I think everyone went on vacation because of Labor Day weekend this weekend, so I don't know if I'm going to go high-class homeless, which means renting a house close to here, or if I'm going to go camping in my dining room. And if I go camping in my dining room, I'm going to have to live in the house with all the air conditioner turned off. So I'm going to need to get one of those portable ones. It's going to be an adventure. Jolene, look at me. Just because you're in charge of your house doesn't mean you have to do everything. Automate and delegate. Please, I'm begging you. Hire a cleaning service. Beg, barter. Whatever you have to do. Please stop doing everything. Okay, and say it with me, everyone. No matter what life throws at me, I have the ability to make this a fantastic day. All right, I love you guys so much. I'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 11 a.m. Central in the USA. Bye-bye.